The O'Reilly Factor, the #1 cable news show for 13 years running.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly. In a Weekdays with Bernie segment tonight, two hot topics, beginning with a report on Friday that said 41% of the new jobs created in November were government jobs, thereby diminishing the overall drop in unemployment. That number came out of the CNSnews.com organization and was picked up by Drudge, Rush Limbaugh, among others. Problem is, the number may not be true. Joining us from Miami, the purveyor of BernardGoldberg.com, Mr. Goldberg. So what do we know about this?
Well, the first thing we know, Bill, is that CNS is a division of the Media Research Center. That's the conservative watchdog group that exposes liberal bias in the news. But this may be an example of their conservative bias in the news. CNS the other day, as you said, reported that 41% of the new jobs were government jobs. And as you also said, and this is important, Rush Limbaugh picked it up and other websites picked it up. So it was out there. It was all over the place. Except it isn't that 41% of the new jobs were government jobs. These were old government jobs. These were people who had worked for the government for a year, for 5 years, for maybe for 30 years, that were going back to work after they were furloughed because of the government shutdown. So they were not new government jobs. They were old government jobs, people simply going back. If you take that into account, the number isn't 41%, it's 3.5%. That is a huge difference. And the reason this is important is because there are plenty of liberal news organizations that put a happy face on economic numbers to make Barack Obama look good. And that's called liberal bias in the news. But there are also conservative media outlets that put the worst face on economic numbers to make Barack Obama look bad. And that's called conservative media
And
bias.
that's why we're doing it tonight, because you and I, we usually, I would say 70% of the time, go after the left for the distortions, for the things that aren't true. But when I saw it, I heard it, because here's what happened. So I heard it, and then I called my staff, because we never take anything off the internet, ever. 100% of the time, if I hear it on the internet or on the radio, I have my staff, the brain room research, and it came back fairly quickly that it was bogus. It wasn't what they were portraying it to be. So then I said, well, give it to Goldberg. He'll check it out further, because we have an obligation to be fair on this. The Fox News Channel's slogan is fair and balanced. So when we see it on the right. Now, maybe they got confused at CNS. They're usually pretty good at the Media Research Center. We do use some of their stuff. We check it out ourselves, but it usually plays out. But this one wasn't even close.
Yeah, this could be just terrible economic analysis, which would be an honest mistake.
Right.
Or it could be a dishonest
They should explain.
mistake. I don't know which it is,
CNS
but neither of them is good.
CNS should explain. All right, Hillary Clinton, what she's doing now is going around the country and she's raising money for other people. This is what potential presidential contenders do. The reason they do it is because they call in favors. So if there's somebody running in a congressional race, senatorial race, gubernatorial race, she'll come in, there'll be a big payday, the guy will get a lot of money, and then he or she will swear their never-ending allegiance to Hillary Clinton. So she's doing that big time. We think she's going to run. If she does, and this is conjecture, but it's educated conjecture, I expect the media to give her a pretty good ride.
You mean an easy ride?
Yes, a pretty easy ride.
Yeah, that's right. They will treat her, I believe, pretty much the way they treated Barack Obama when he ran for president. And the reason for that is, in Barack Obama's case, journalists didn't simply want to be eyewitnesses to history. They wanted to help shape history, because Barack Obama was a historical figure. And Hillary Clinton is also. He was the first black president. She may be the first woman president. But look at it this way. Most reporters in the so-called mainstream media, they didn't show a lot of interest. They showed virtually no interest, actually, in Benghazi when she was Secretary of State. Are we supposed to believe that 4 years later, when she's running for president, they're suddenly going to try to find out what really happened with Benghazi and to what extent she was, she did something wrong? I don't think so. And there's another factor. When Barack Obama ran, the media slobbered all over him, which is a title of my last book. They slobbered. They had a slobbering love affair with him, and that in no small way helped him get the nomination over Hillary Clinton. So I think this is,
Payback.
make up romance time. Make up romance
Right.
time.
Right.
They're going to show that they still love her and her liberal politics. So
And,
they'll
you know,
make up for it, I think.
It's going to be the woman, the gender factor is going to be huge. First woman,
Yeah.
all of that.
Right.
And that's going to be the story. All right, Bernie Goldberg,
Absolutely.
everybody on deck. With the Republican Party trying to cut government spending, accusations that the party may be too mean. And then a factor giveaway that you might like coming up.